Hello and welcome to another episode of A Day in the District. I'm your host, Chelsea Whittington. A Day in the District is a program designed to help you, the viewer, stay connected to your Gary Community School Corporation. As you well know, the Gary Schools has all types of roles with all types of wonderful people who do great things on behalf of children. Today I have a special guest whom I consider a very close friend, Christine Preston, who is the coordinator of our Out of School Time program here in the Gary Schools. Hey, Christine.
Hello.
I have been chomping at the bit to get you on this program, and we were missing each other, or I would forget, but I saw you the other day and I said, aha, it is time for us to talk. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
So I am not going to start right with Out of School Time, but I will tease it to say that it's a robust program that you oversee for our after-school program, something that parents are often very concerned about. What happens if I can't get to my child right after school, they're at work, and so we're going to talk about that. But we always have to start the show talking about our guest. Who is Christine Preston, and where'd you go to school and all that good stuff?
So, of course, my name is Christine Preston. I am born and raised in Gary, Indiana. Preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school, I went to Emerson. So I graduated from Emerson School for the Visual and Performing Arts.
One of those fame babies, I call them, the talented ones, yes.
Yeah. And so I've pretty much been in Gary or the surrounding area my entire life until I did go to undergrad in South Carolina at South Carolina State University. I lived there for about 5 years.
How did you like that?
I loved it. It was a beautiful experience. It's so crazy. I went on a college tour.
Through the Gary schools?
Yes.
Okay.
So then when I stepped off the bus at that school, because we had seen many other schools, I just knew that's where I wanted to go. Yeah.
That's an HBCU, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
What did you study there?
Psychology.
Perfect. And to be in an environment with children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love children.
So what brought you back to good old Gary, Indiana?
So I ended up coming back. I just wanted to help my parents. My dad had gotten a little ill. And so also I was working for a career exploration program before I moved away. So I wanted to kind of rekindle that again. So I came back.
And when you talk about career exploration, is it career exploration for young people, young adults? What area?
It was, actually, that was one of my very first opportunities with Out of School Time programming.
Okay.
When I worked for Dr. White and his after school program, and we serviced children grades K through 12. And then those children at the end of taking their college courses, they were able to get scholarships to our partnering schools. So that kind of nudged me in the direction of working with youth full time. I love children. I love students. So, and I love education.
Yes, I think you and I are one of a kind because you don't have any children by birth,
No.
but you have children all over the community.
All over, yeah.
Same here, the nieces, the nephews, the mentees, and your friends' children.
Right.
They seem to gravitate toward us.
Yeah.
Well, one more thing about Gary and Emerson and the schools that you attended in Gary, I always give this show as a platform for you to talk about your experience with the Gary schools and how it impacted you as an adult in your professional life.
Oh, for sure. I honestly have had nothing but fond memories about it. When this position became available, I really counted it an honor and a privilege, and I don't want to sound hallmarky, but I really felt like this. I was very excited to be able to serve the community that helped cultivate and nurture me.
Yes.
I loved my elementary school. I went to John H. Vore. I still
John
remember my
H.
teachers.
Vore. They had an amazing team over
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Love them. Made lasting impacts on me. And then, like I said, I went to Emerson from 6th to 12th grade, and I absolutely loved that. And then just being very active in the community with my family. My grandmother especially was very, very, what's the word I can say?
She was
intentional.
Intentional and involved.
She was very intentional about pride in ourselves, but also our city and our community.
So can I reveal who she is?
Sure, you can.
Her grandmother is the late, great Dolly Millender, former school board member, council member, all around Gary, just Gary cheerleader.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in the shadows of the Dolly Millender?
You know what? She was one of the best people that I ever met. my absolute best friend, and I learned that more as I got older. The lessons that she taught me and my brother, we'll never forget that. To be proud again of ourselves, to always do what is right, no matter what other people are doing, to stand for what is right, even if we have to stand alone. She was very, very serious about that, even with her positions within the city.
Yes.
I love that she always included my brother and I so we could be exposed to other greatness within the city. And we see people that look like us, so we know we can do that too.
Community service.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I guess I'm probably dating myself, but I could remember her bringing you and your brother as toddlers to the council meetings, to the school board meetings.
Yep.
And I will tell you, if you don't already know it, she absolutely adored you both.
Yeah.
She spoke of you when you all weren't around, and she was exceptionally proud of you both. And I don't want you to tear up.
I know, but I appreciate
but
that.
we love some Dolly Millender. And just a nugget of history, she actually was on the school board at the time when I was hired in as director of public relations for the school system 20-something years
Oh, my
ago.
goodness. Yeah.
And she gave me the talk about excellence, and if you're going to represent this district, here's what you must do. And I loved her for that, to be an elder and come back and say, these are these expectations we have of you. So we're going to talk a little bit more. You know, we've done our stroll down memory lane. I've done my due diligence. Before we go to our first break, just give me the high-level definition of out-of-school time program. What is it?
To make it short and sweet, is any enrichment programs that happen after the school day. Some can happen before, but ours happen for that 2 to 2.5 hour range at the end of the school day. So whenever elementary, middle, or high school gets out, we start right after that and go into our enrichment programs.
Now, I'm curious that over the years that I've been in the district, we have toyed with bell times. You smile, but I know, does that disrupt how you move things around when we say, okay, this year elementary gets out at 3, no 2:30, no 2:45?
So what we just have to plan for is like that pickup time.
Okay.
And we were very blessed by the bus company this year, because transportation was a huge barrier for us in years past, but they were able to implement transportation after school for our kiddos, which that's amazing. But we have to let the parents know, hey, it's dark outside, so come on in. Make sure you meet your baby at the stop. They were very gracious not to just let kids off and walk by themselves. If there was no parent there, they would call me and say, hey, we want to know where that parent is so we can drop them off. So that's really the only thing, just how late they could get out.
Well, when we come back, we'll talk more with Christine Preston and learn more about out of school time. We'll be right back.
Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life.
It's gross. I don't really want to talk about it. She didn't want to at first, but I mean, it's no big deal. Everybody does it.
I was ready, totally ready, because we had been practicing this dance for weeks.
He was supposed to take this girl to this dance, but
I sprained my ankle at track practice.
I hate sharing anything personal. It's so disgusting. For the dance, I let her wear my shoes and she hated it, but I thought she looked great in them.
he could barely even walk.
I ended up taking some pills for my pain.
Yeah, they were my mom's, but
It didn't go well.
If it's not yours,
If it's not yours,
if it's not yours,
Hey you,
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it. You won't believe what happened next.
Welcome back to another episode of A Day in the District, and I'm still your host, Chelsea Whittington, chatting with my friend, my colleague, Christine Preston here, a team member at the Gary Community School Corporation, coordinator of the Out of School Time program, that is the after school component of the schools. And so I have to stop and do our little commercial as we are in the throes of enrollment season here in the Gary Community School Corporation. And this is yet another asset, if you will, selling point, if you will, of why parents should enroll their scholars, because they are being entrusted to team members like Christine and her team to ensure that when the school bell rings, there's still more to come. So, Christine, tell me how this role came about for you. Did you see a job listing? Did somebody, we're great for calling, like, I know who can do this job. How did it all come about for you?
The job was actually presented to me to apply. A current employee let my pastors know that it was available and asked that they know someone that could do it, and they referred me. I love that because I was on a hiatus. Prior to coming to the district, I worked for a faith-based foster care agency. I resigned to take care of my mom full-time when she became ill. So I hadn't worked for about 2 years.
What a sweet angel you are. Let me just pause and say I loved your mom too.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So when you do things like that, I will just tell you, little sister,
Yes.
that God rewards those who serve others. So
Thank
that's
you.
why this perfect position came.
Yeah.
Okay, please
Yeah.
continue.
And I believe that. I knew that it was time for me to go back to work, because we did have, my brother and I took care of our mom together. So I'm so grateful for him. But we did have support to come into the home to help. And so I felt a nudge to begin to work again, and then God presented me with this position.
Yes.
And again, like I said, when I realized that it was within the district that I love, and I'm not just saying that I, like I said, had nothing but great memories of that. I'm like, wow, I could do that. Like
Yeah.
I can, yeah. So that's how I learned of the position. I applied, interviewed, and now we're here.
And then I saw you walking down the hallway. I saw a silhouette, and I said, is that Christine? I was so happy
Thank you.
that they selected you for this role. So how many years has it been?
I started in 22, so 2 years.
Okay,
Yep.
so you were coming on the other side of COVID a little
Yes.
bit. So how did that work initially as far as implementing your program and then still kind of staying within those guidelines, if there were?
So the program was very new. When I came in, it had not started yet. There were some staff members that were identified, but there were no kiddos or anything in that yet. But we had kind of come off as far as the more strict protocol of COVID. We were able at that time to meet in person.
Okay, good.
And things of that nature. Yeah, but we had plenty of sanitizer. We had all of that just to. Yeah,
and wasn't that just a whole crazy situation, because with the students having been out of the environment, the classroom, anything after school, so there was reprogramming mentally for all of us. And here you are with a brand new program. Now, about the out of school time, is this a national initiative or is this something local? You know how you have chapters of something?
Right.
Is this a national program?
It's all over. I mean, because it's just after school programs in general.
Okay.
But of course we have, those agencies like the Indiana After School Network they cater towards the Indiana out of school time programs.
Okay. Yeah. I'm learning some things because, when you are involved in, say, extracurricular activities, sports, band, choir, it's not front of mind because you already know, well, I have practice.
Right.
But then there are those who may have needs for extra resources from an academic standpoint, or quite frankly, again, they're latchkey kids where the parents say, I'd rather you stay at the school until I can come and get you or till they drop you off. So let's start at the elementary level. What does that look like as a program?
So we offer programs to grades K through 6.
Okay.
Those children, it is a free program.
Free?
It's free.
Okay.
They just need to fill out an application with us. And then, of course, there's a part of the application that gives who can pick the students up, their emergency contacts. That's very important. But in order to participate, you have to be registered that way because there's a lot of data that we have to collect for the state.
For the state.
Our programs meet meet for 2 to 2.5 hours at the end of the school day, Monday through Thursday. So those children, once they're dismissed for the day, a lot of times they will wait like in the gym, and those after-school club sponsors will come and get the students and take them to wherever they're going in the building.
So what are some of the programs?
Sure. We have coding, we have STEM. This is on the elementary level.
Yes.
Coding, we have STEM, we have math club, we have dance clubs, there were SEL clubs, we have photography and graphic design, there was
That is
cheerleading.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a wide array of clubs. I love it because we give the club sponsors the free rein to create their programs. A lot of times when teachers would ask us, well, what can we do after school? And then I would turn the question on to them and say, well, what do you enjoy doing?
Yes.
Right, because we want you, for one, this is a labor of love. You've been at school since 7 o'clock in the morning, you're staying until almost 6. So we want you to enjoy it, but we also want the kids to enjoy it and be enriched. And it be something that maybe they didn't know that they could do or didn't know that they would enjoy.
Career paths as well.
Oh, yeah.
As we're already getting them ready for the Gary Area Career Center. Yet another reason for you to enroll your child.
Yeah.
So you were saying that there are teachers. Are there any instances where those after-school coordinators are not teachers and they come in from the community and are employed to run the programs?
So they can.
Okay.
That just takes a little bit longer to get them on board because they have to go, of course, through the whole onboarding process, which is not a problem.
Yes.
But it's been very convenient for us that we have had club sponsors that are already employees because they can just transition right into.
And they know the children.
And they know the children, and they are great for recruitment.
I love it.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you. This is an amazing program, and I didn't realize that in each building there are diverse programs based on what the needs and wants are of the children. And do the children get to weigh in too?
They can. So now, not to create the program, but once it starts, the teachers will include them and say, well, what would you like to do? You know, what are some activities that you would like to see happen, or, you know.
So I want to reiterate that this is a free program, and then there's also transportation included in this as well. So you got to talk about the snacks. I'm sure they get a little rowdy when they're hungry now.
They get snacks. The district did provide snacks for us this year as well. So it's been great. Every year since coming on, it has grown, and I could not at all take credit for this myself. The teams at the schools, administration, the ladies in federal programs, everybody, it's been a collective effort. Like I said, with transportation being stellar, our partnership with the Y, and then more partnerships to come.
And we're going to talk about those partnerships when we come back. You're watching A Day in the District. We're talking with Christine Preston of the Out of School Time program. All across the Gary schools, K through 12. We'll learn more about what happens in middle and high school when we come back. Stay right there.
When you join the Army, the first thing they teach you is how to get in line. Not exactly the same in high school. When I enrolled in Westside Leadership Academy and joined ROTC, the first thing I learned was respect. Not just for God and country, but for myself.
Gary Schools, strong, resilient, built for education.
I said I'd never join. Thought living on sub would be too hard.
I figured only the weatherman tracks storms.
I said my job wouldn't matter.
Never knew how strong I was. I never thought this would be my commute.
I figured I'd never get out of my hometown. Or be the one who stops an attack.
Joining the Navy sounds crazy. Saying never actually is.
Welcome back. Are we in the third segment already? Yes, we are. Time flies when you're having a great conversation, especially when it's with Christine Preston of the Out of School Time program. I am learning so much. I hope you're learning a lot about the offerings across the district after the school bell rings. So we were talking off camera, Christine, about the statistics that they talk about, those danger zone hours of what children can get into between like that 3 to 7 p.m. And so the district is filling in the gaps with your program. Gaps, we'll talk about that in a minute. But you talked about the programs at the elementary level. Let's move on to middle school. What happens when I get to Bailey STEM Academy or Gary Middle School of the Visual and Performing Arts?
Yes, so same format, Monday through Thursday for 2.5 hours at the end of the school day. They were also very innovative with their program. So we had a Hidden Figures math club, which was
I love
beautiful.
That.
We had a STEM program that also incorporated some of the principles from the Girl Scouts. There was a dance component over there. The children, all of those programs they loved. And the same at Gary Middle School. Over there we had a balloon art club, which was beautiful. So a lot of the events that we would have within the district, or if they needed decorations, those kiddos along with their club sponsor would do like those balloon arches or the floral arrangements. So
you have to start sending me like more pictures and videos.
Absolutely.
Do you all have your own Facebook page?
We do not, but we will.
Let's talk about that as well, because I really feel like someone who sees this program is probably doing like me, like, wow, all of that. And I just keep thinking about us being a district of focusing on career paths and what happens as we educate the whole child. Effective teaching and learning, but also grooming them to be successful in the world.
Absolutely.
And so I could easily go off to college and do some photography on the side, thanks to the programs that I'm taking place after school. So that is simply amazing. Let's talk high school now.
So for high school, again, the schedule doesn't change, but the Theater Guild is a part of the after-school component, which we love. That.
Of course he is.
Yes, and all of the sponsors, all of the staff, they are amazing, and I want to say openly thank you to each and every one of them.
Tell them right there.
Thank you all so much for your dedication, your labor of love. It does not go unnoticed, so we really appreciate you.
Nice.
In addition to the Theater Guild component, which encompasses like choir and majorettes and things of that nature, we also have a fashion club over here, which was amazing. Yeah, those kiddos, they did put on an end of the year fashion show, but they designed their clothes. We were able to get them sewing kits and like the life-size mannequins and everything so they could create, which I thought was beautiful. Also a female and males mentoring club here. And then we also had a chess club.
Wow.
Over here.
And she's saying had because school is out now.
Yes.
But all of these things will return. And as you indicated, the programs are growing. But we're in the throes of summer, but that doesn't mean that you're not working.
Right.
So we have some partnerships we forged for the summer. Let's talk about those.
We do. So we do have our high school program going this summer with the theater program, but we also have a partnership with the Y of Northwest Indiana. So the way that program works is we have a group of students that can come through our programs, but participate at the Y.
And they have a robust summer camp, let me tell you.
And we have kids there this summer.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Right now.
Well, it's no secret too, Christine, that on Juneteenth, the pool will reopen. They're having the grand reopening. So I will tell you, in addition to our kids, there are kids from everywhere signing up to get into Gary's only public indoor pool in the city.
That's
so
beautiful.
that's great that our children are capitalizing on that, because it's also a known fact that 64% of Black children can't swim.
Wow.
I just had to throw that out there. So you are doing your due diligence without even knowing it by funneling students to get the life skills that they need. We need to know how to swim.
Oh, yeah.
So, Girls on the Run?
Girls on the Run. We have a partnership with them as well, and that takes place at our elementary schools.
Now talk about what that is.
So with Girls on the Run, they do the physical activity, but they also incorporate the SEL, so the social, emotional learning, self-esteem, I believe some career exploration, but a lot of it is focused on the self and the physical body, the mental body.
Yes.
And then at the end of it all, they have a 5K that is... it's Northwest Indiana all the way around.
I see them all over social.
They love that. So we are excited about that partnership, too.
I really love that and want to go back and emphasize about the self and the morale boosting, because as you and I well know, when we were in high school, there wasn't the social media. It was just the whisper and
Right.
what did you say? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And it was over, or it got
Exactly.
squashed. It was the rumor that went around the school. You threw the note away, no proof.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now it's like these standards that they expect of how many likes and what my selfie looks
Right.
like. And at some point, sometimes my heart aches for them because their self-image sometimes declines when they don't get the endorsement
That's true.
online. And so those types of programs that you and your team are putting before students is life-changing. Do you realize that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. It is.
As long
It
as
is.
you know.
Yeah, yes.
As long as you know. So as we are at the 2-minute mark, I can't believe it. Christine, quickly tell me about what we can look forward to when the school bells ring in the fall. Well,
Yes.
it's summer. The first day of school is August 14th, everybody. August 14th. All right. What's happening when the school year starts?
So when the school year starts, we anticipate that all programs will start in September, between the first to the third week of September. We like for everybody to be able to get in and get situated and also get all of our kiddos registered.
Yes.
We will have programs for grades K through 12 again, but we are looking forward to continuing our partnership with the Y, our partnership with Girls on the Run, and then we've also entered into a partnership with GAPS and the Junior Achievement Program.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you got your sports and activities, morale boosting, career paths, entrepreneurship, the whole bouquet of
Yes.
activities for our young people. So for parents who are enrolling their children now, and you should be, should they make mention while they're enrolling their children that they're interested in the after school program?
Sure.
How does that work?
They can, and a lot of times when we have the enrollment fairs, I am there with applications or at least an interest sheet for the students. But we do make sure that at the beginning of the year, every school has our packet to begin distributing to parents, so you can get them or they can get them from the front office.
Well, Christine Preston, I have to say it has been my honor having you on this program today. It's been so informative. You got 10 seconds to shout some folks out. Shout some folks out.
I want to say thank you to everybody that has played a part in getting these programs up and running. So administration at each school, the principals, all of the club sponsors, the bus company for your diligence, our partnerships with the Y, and then even the Ladies in Federal program that have helped me with managing the grants and everything. Just, it has been a district-wide effort, and you all are just amazing.
And you are amazing
Thank
too.
you.
You have been watching A Day in the District, a program designed to help you, the viewer, stay connected to your Gary Community School Corporation. Enrollment season is now. Go to garyschools.org and enroll your scholar today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
WSTG